More than 24 hours later, the cleanup and recovery continue after Hurricane Milton moved across Florida Wednesday overnight, bringing heavy rain, whipping up tornadoes, and cutting power to nearly 4 million customers. At least 14 people are dead all across the state, with rescuers still searching hard-hit areas for any more missing people. NBC's Jay Gray joins us from Fort Myers, Florida, with the latest.
Hey there, good morning. The first thing you will notice about downtown Fort Myers right now is the lights. The power restored in this area late yesterday into the evening, and now these businesses and those that live in the downtown area can return and try and bring back some normalcy. You'll still see some sandbags scattered across the area here in downtown, but that means that they can pull those away from the doors and get to work. Now, there was standing water here yesterday, and there was water that pushed into some of the buildings here in the downtown area, so there's going to be cleanup that needs to be done. But a lot of these business owners have said they hope to get back up and operating by some time today. Let's talk a little bit overall about this storm and what is lingering as Milton is now gone. More than 2.5 million still without power across the state, and that's a key. That's a focus for a lot of the teams. They've got to pull away some of the debris from this storm to get into some of the hardest hit areas to restore that power. This is an area that's seen 2 major hurricanes in the last 13 days, 6 major hurricanes over the last 7 years in the Florida Gulf Coast. So they are dealing with hits that just continue to come across this region. We now know at least 14 people have died as a result of Milton. Many of those killed by tornadoes that were spawned, dozens of tornadoes across the entire state. The cleanup now begins in earnest, and for some of those in some of the hardest hit areas, it is going to take significant time, and they will need significant help. That's the latest right now. Here, I'm Jay Gray, NBC News, Fort Myers.
Jay, thank you. Just 20 miles north of St. Petersburg, where Hurricane Milton ripped the roof off the Rays Stadium, Jimmy Hamilton, a former Idahoan, was hunkered down in his apartment while his daughter evacuated. Hamilton's apartment complex lost power, still hasn't been restored. Having visited Boise actually just 3 weeks ago, he says he went from one type of natural disaster, wildfire, to another kind.
Yeah, I'm thinking those fires look a lot better than this. A lot of damage to a lot of buildings, a lot of flood damage, a lot of damaged cars from tree limbs and stuff. Within a week of me being back down here, Helene hit, and then of course the worst part is we haven't had a long enough time between, for the water to really kind of, recede in and go away.
Hamilton says the precautions he took ahead of time, like stocking up on battery packs, water, and ice, are what prepared him for the hurricane. He considers himself lucky since Hurricane Milton did a lot more damage to other parts of Florida.